know the first time you were in a bobsled? Do you remember that time? And then after that first ride, did you know right away that I'm gonna be back?
I really, it's one of those things where the best way I've heard it described is it's like being in a trash can and just kind of tossed off a ski slope. It gets a little jangy, and you're kind of hitting walls, and you're like everything's rattling. If you're ever at a bobsled race, when you hear a sled coming down the track, it's like a train, and then when it gets close to you, it gets almost deafening, and that's just like a rattling of on and off the ice of pressures. And it's something that it's very confusing your first time in, especially you don't see where you're going, and you have no idea what to expect, and you get to the bottom, and it's very overwhelming. But I definitely could understand the draw to it. It's one of those things where the more you do it, the less you worry about holding on tight and hoping you don't crash, and then you start feeling the track. And as a brakeman, I start memorizing. Okay, turn one feels like this. Turn one should feel like this. Turn two should feel like this, and then are we having a good run? Are we not? And as you're going down the
Mm.
track, you're a little less worried about, you know, holding on when you become more comfortable and the more trips you take. So I think after my first trip, that was back in 2017 with Nick Cunningham, a multiple time Olympian for our team, now a coach. He took me down my first run, and it was very overwhelming, but it was something that I definitely was excited for. And there's a lot of aspects about this sport that I love. And I think that was something that I kind of immediately picked up on and got a feeling from the group of guys who were in the sport that I thought I'd fit in well and that this was something I'd want to continue doing.
I will say, I don't know if you have the best sales pitch I've ever heard for a sport. That's kind of like somebody stuffing you in a trash can and then throwing you down a ski slope. That sounds pretty horrifying.